Ofemili. Chiofogo no cannot. Thank you very much. Chiofogo. Ndị Awba Ofemili ekene m unu. Unu anọchi n'efe. Ụmụaka. Ọkụ mmụọ Bible. Sam, one day, anywhere, Sam. Eh? I love you guys. I love you. Oh, the future of our society, Deva. All these children, school children. You know. So, let me. Aga m asụ ya n'Igbo, sụkwuo n'Oyibo. Maka anọ m na onwe ndị na-ege ife anyị na-ekwu na-anọrọ ebe a. So na ikwute ya n'Igbo, ikwute n'Oyibo. Maka na tata bụ ụbọchị aṅụrị. Tata bụ ụbọchị gịnị? Today history has been made, and it's a joyous one. This trip, for me, throughout my days as governor of Anambra State, this trip to Awba Ofemili today will be evergreen in my memory every day because it is historic. This is the community in Anambra, and we passed through 5 of them today, that you could say since the creation of Adam and Eve, haven't seen tarred road this way. And today, we are here 26 kilometers with the best quality ever could be constructed, and I am able to come to Awba Ofemili that used to take 3-4 hours to travel. I am able to make it in less than 20 minutes. It is a historic trip, and I am very, very, and let me say this, for those listening to us, one of the reasons I persisted in contesting for the office of Governor of Anambra is because of Awka North and because of Awba Ofemili. Thank you. 2010 January, precisely, I traversed Awba Ofemili, and the question in my mind all through that one-day trip, I couldn't believe that there was still anywhere like this in Anambra State. I couldn't believe it. And several years after, 11 years after, I came again on a campaign. And I was stopped at Benebe for the entire local government. We couldn't go further. It was rainy season. To go from Amansi to Benebe took more than an hour, because you would be dancing. You wouldn't know whether you end in a ditch or on the road. Because of Awka North, because of Anambra, and because of Obaru, these 3 local governments, when I traversed Anambra in 2010, I believe that there were still places like this in Anambra. And I pray to God that if you give me the opportunity, even for 1 month to be governor here, I will wipe away the tears from these people. I will wipe off their tears. And by the grace of God, the platform under which I became governor happened to be APGA, the foremost progressive party in Nigeria. The party, the motto is be your brothers and sisters keeper. Onyaya na nwanne onulube nwanne nye menegene. We stand for the poorest of the poor because a system is as strong as the weakest link. And that is why we put much priority. One of the first roads that I had to commission, to be constructed, the one at Okpoko. On Monday, Okpoko, the biggest slum in the southeast, if not in Nigeria, with over 1 million people, the most despicable urban squalor. But we are regenerating it several, more than 10, 12 kilometers of road, 15 kilometers going on, but about 12 now nearly completed, with the pipe-borne water, with electricity, with a general hospital, and so on, will be in Okpoko. These people were abandoned. Next week, we'll be going to Nzam, Anambra West local government. The only local government headquarters I know in Nigeria that you can drive to. But we are determined we'll be at about Nzam, probably by end of next week. But here in Awba Ofemili, the major food basket of Nigeria, but nobody could access it. Today, as I stand here, it's a very emotional visit for me. Very emotional. That we could now, the Reverend Father, who was here before, Father Coleman, told us a story. Father, no. He told a story. He told a story at a church. How when he lived here, it used to take him 3.5 hours to go to Oka. And sometimes he would have to trek because there was no vehicle to bring him home. You couldn't drive to this place. Today, the quality of road that Anambra hasn't seen is the quality that we are doing not only all over Anambra, but also here now, bringing us to Awba Ofemili. Awba Ofemili ekene muno. Tata abịam na bono. Asem emana onye achọrọ ịta afụfụ. I think all the women, even my deputy nọ na-atakwunye m ebe a. Ọ sị na ọ na-abụ na kitas na ndị na-epostuzi ndị mmadụ. Ama ejizi m Awba Ofemili eyi mmadụ egwu. Na ọ na-abụ onye mee isi ike achọ ịta ya afụfụ asị oke mme postu ụtọ Awba Ofemili. Bo. Also my deputy na-atakwunye m kita. So kita today, with this visit, with this historic accomplishment, Awba Ofemili will no longer be the kind of the posting that people think, okay, this is a special punishment. Now, when you are posted to Awba Ofemili, in 20 minutes you come from Oka to Awba Ofemili. But more importantly, you will have food in abundance. The best rice ever in Nigeria. And the second best in the world in Awba Ofemili. I will now be coming to Awba Ofemili more often. But, eventually, I understand you have an issue, boundary issue, just a few meters away with the Enugu State. That's what the Reverend Father was referring to. This must be resolved. The Deputy Governor is chair of the Boundary Commission for the state, and I understand there is an active engagement with the people of Enugu State, and we'll be able to solve that problem once and for all. We should be able to solve that problem once and for all. We should be able to solve that problem once and for all with our neighbors and so on. I know because you have good fertile land. Your land is fertile. So no one will be surprised if somebody else wants to take part of it. But we are going to resolve it amicably. I am going to Awba Ofemili. Azọwa m ịbụ gọvanọ maka ụnụ nwa ka anyị fichaa ụnụ anya mmiri. Azọwa m ịbụ gọvanọ maka ụnụ nwa. Nje Okpoko, on Monday Agmeje Okpoko, and end of next week in Nzam, Anambra West, Obaru, and Oka North. The 3 local governments in Anambra that require very special attention. Very special attention. Very special attention. Because they seem to have been the weakest link in the chain. but weep no more, because solution is Makana solution emego gene. Solution emego gene. Yes. Yes. When they said you couldn't get to Awba Ofemili, that they didn't have a third road to them since the creation of Adam and Eve, I said to them, until I come. When they said you couldn't get to Nzam, the only local government headquarters in Nigeria that you can drive to, I said, until I come. And we are going there. I said Oboko was going to be such a despicable squalor and slum. We are giving life to them. They have now renamed Oboko. The residents said it's no longer Oboko. It's now New Heaven. No, it's a New Heaven. But I will get there. We are doing over 400 kilometers of road in all the 21 local governments. Yes. We are doing over 400 kilometers of road in 21 local governments simultaneously. And by this weekend, by my second anniversary, we would have completed over 240 kilometers, delivering an average of 10 kilometers a month, every month that we've been in office. And the quality that Anambra has never seen before. Subcement stabilization with serious stone base before asphalting. Guaranteed to last for long. Now, the contractor said something. Only if a contractor kulu. Okulu kocho kilo and last more than 20 years. Uno chokwale ko last more than 20 years. Ndio cannot, you have work to do. Ndio obodo obuna, obula every weekend. So make sure na ekpocha gota dị n'akụkụ nke bono. Uno na anukwa. Makana if you are drainage or the field up, mmiri ebido ịgba n'ilo, ịwụsa n'ilo, ọwụsa n'ilo, o mebie dị ilo. Uno na aghọta ya. So si na ekpochi ya, iweta ife, you don't carry your refuge, you wunye into the drainage. Okay? Ogadema. Ogadema. It is well. Anambra, with the light of the nation, we are determined and very focused to give Anambra and put Anambra on the map. Yes, for 2 years. We're still a year plus. Still some days to come before we celebrate our second anniversary. On our second anniversary, we'll be able to roll out on the Anambra the major footprints over the last 24 months. But what is remarkable is that those footprints were accomplished without borrowing. Without borrowing. For 24 months, we deliberately refused to borrow, despite the fact that we had the approval of the State House of Assembly to do so. But we refused to borrow because we decided to be very deliberate and put our public finance in order. Firmly in order. And we're only going to borrow when it is concessional and when it goes to finance projects that we will pay back the loan. We're providing a template in that regard. And so far now, we'll spend 2 years doing feasibility studies for the projects, bankable projects. And we'll be rolling out, we'll be changing gear later this year. Manande Anambra, if I now go no, bona kobo bono nutinyala enaka, I get go soon a body. Okuna ne, kobo bono nutinyala enaka, I get megane, I go soon a body. Makana I be the light of the nation. Awba Ofemili, kubeku etwese dim no bitata, emana manana, mana ifa ambialo Awba Ofemili tata. Like I said, I am the greatest day, the greatest joy I've had. Makana, promise made, promise kept. Promise made, promise kept. Yeah. Promise made, promise kept. Na uzo aga beto Awba Ofemili. And I beg to Awba Ofemili. And more out challenge for. I beg Awba Ofemili. Tata. Emeze una cholum. Unu ga-achọ mmebe mma na-abịa kọrọ isi nke m. Na gịnị? Na gịnị na unu ga-eme gịnị? Fa ga-enye m. Oh, na ya enye m 1,000 plots ebe m ga-akọ rice. Aga m abịa nụ mbịazie unu enye m ebe mụ na igwe kedu ebe nke a ibe anyị na-anọsị ebe ọrụ ọ bụrụ ụfọdụ imefe anyị rent ebiri ebe a wee na-akọ rice nke anyị. Gbọ. Na okay. 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 Mba, thank you very much. PG sị na ya ga-enye m ebe m ga-ebi na ya nwe na onwe ya nwere plot ya ga-enye m nke ebe mụnwa ga-ebi. Mbilizi ebe a ewee nje kọbara ebe m ga na-akọzi rice. Enye m 1,000 ebe m ma na-akọ rice. Gbọ. Awba Ofemili, this is a lovely land. Ebe a amaka. Ife a ka unu na-eme enjoy sọnsọ unu nwa. Unu na-eme enjoy ebe a sọnsọ unu. A na-akụta azụ, na-ele ife a, na-eme nke a, ụda na-eli ya sọnsọ unu. No. No, unu emezire ife a na-efegharị na ndị otu anyị na ebe ndị otu anyị na-eme ife a. Ife fada foto ese foto. O nwere ife na-eme ọkụ esete unu niile foto ka ọ nọ n'elu ife a. Maka ndị na-ekili ya nụ. Ịbụ na ọ bataghị Awba Ofemili. Ọkwa oyibo abataghị ọba. Oyibo abịaghị ọba. And aga m akwanata ebe a bịa bilikwuo n'ọba. Kama igwe anụkwa m na sinsi ụzọ agafe na ikwezi anị ọnụ n'ọba. Afa agwaghị ife a na-ele anị. Ọkwa ife mere eme? Ndị ọba abụrụgokwa ọgaranya o. Ana bụzi n'elu ka ọ dị n'ọba. Ọ ife mere eme? Eziokwu, onye bịa ibe a, onye nke a Soludo solution, we love you. Ọ ibe nwata a na-ekwu n'ebe ne. Thank you very much. Thank you. I love you too. I love you. Ụmụ akwụkwọ, the students, the future is yours. When we talk about free education from primary to basic, truly free education in all the public schools, we're going to rebuild the infrastructure of your schools. We are equipping your teachers. We're going to transform your schools to become smart schools. Mana no smart schools without smart teachers. That's why we're beginning with the teachers. Maka, you can't give what you don't have. First phase of ibunye laptops and work tools, technological driven work tools to our teachers, our head teachers, principals, and so on. I be there, and no gafana abada, ona abada. On the phone, I think I get what alone more teachers here. We are recruiting another 3,000 teachers to add to the new ones we recruited. We recruited 5,000 new teachers. Because we understand it. Without teachers, there is no school. Okay? I guess tell you your health center nearby, I get me equip. A doctor and nurses and so on na your health center bar. When was free antenatal free delivery, including cesarean operation. And so far, thousands of them in Anambra delivering free, even with cesarean, and still mortality rate is 0. That's the quality we're bringing. We recruited over 1,000 health professionals in our medical system, public health system. Fanchage lutelo no Awba Ofemili. The leaders from Awba Ofemili, the future leaders. As I look in the faces of these children, these school children here, you never can tell. You don't know who is the future president, who is the future Elon Musk, who is the future billionaires and millionaires of tomorrow. We don't know. And so I get never a future. I get these children getting a future. Ndị Awba Ofemili, ndị unu kpatala ife, unu ga-enyekwu aka. Unu ịnọ ọ bụrụ na o nwere ife, you visited the nearest primary or secondary school to you and see how you can help, because government alone will not. Government alone cannot. The government, the resources in the hand of government, less than 1% of the income in the Anambra. The other 99.something% are in private hands. That's why our strategy for development is based on what we call PPCP, Public-Private Community Partnership. When government galo, when private people galo, when the community galo. The basis of Anambra's development or community development. And I say, Awba Ofemili will partner with you in all the other areas. If I be here today, but just for me to have the pleasure, a drive from Amansi through Ebenebe, through Ubenu and Ubene down to Awba Ofemili, for me is one of the greatest joy of my administration to be here in a few minutes. If I be a single angle tata, makana tata bo boss angle boss ni na boro ibakwa tata bo boss angle I get bido kai jabe echini na I ga no Nnewi, and the other ones who are going, we will keep commissioning. Abong abrobo a fan of a commission. I just believe that simply just build it for the people and then they start going about it. I'm not a fan of many of the ceremonies, but people have been putting pressure. And they all cannot. I understand last Saturday you have a walk for life along the road. Okay? All the community is trooped out, a walk for life. And they have been asking me, come and commission it. I said, but it's been finished. You guys just drive and go. But I say, whatever we are ready, whatever we have time, we'll come and do commissioning. Today we have come. So they have whispered to me that they have a tape there to be cut. And we are going to go over there to cut it. But the way we have done it so far is to let the people who use the road cut the tape. Who are going to cut the tape? They say a rice farmer and an Okada driver will be the one that will cut the tape. So let's go. Let's go. Traditional, let's go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
That Awba Ofemili abagona ma. Ije agogol. Ina Ofemili Soludo solution. Na ezigbo nwanne anyị nwoke bụ Commissioner for Works. Onye mara ibe ọ na-eme, simplicity personified. Commissioner Ikenegi, daalụ so much. Is well with you. Yes. On the use on your Zoka, Governor Sonovaga got tape. Now, Buran Kona, but you're the big man. So under the court to tape now that the road will be officially commissioned.
Wales Television. You've been watching live feeds from Awba Ofemili in Anambra State as Awka North local government area. A historic occasion indeed for Governor Chukwuma Soludo because this road leading to this community was impassable when he came there over 2 years ago, and he made promises that if he should become the governor of the state, he was going to make the people smile, wipe off their tears for a community that's agrarian, known as a food basket in the region. And so that's indeed what he has done today. He says it's a dream come true, promise made, promise kept. And of course, the people are calling him Soludo Solution because he has, kept his promise to them, promise of many years ago. And so you see, it's the tape has been cut. I believe the last road to be commissioned for this particular set of roads. There were many roads commissioned along the way before he got to Awba Ofemili. The first was in Amansia. That was earlier in the day. And then, it was a long trip, to get to Awba Ofemili. Projects were commissioned along the way, but this one is one that he said gives him joy to do. And, because of what he saw when he got there the other time, it strengthened his resolve to contest for office of governor and the condition of the road in Awba Ofemili. It was said as one of the food baskets of the nation. It was inaccessible, and he resolved to quickly, pull. The governor mentioned that he's not a man of ceremonies. He believes in build and handover. Several projects that has been done during his time in office, 2 years and a couple of days, has been built and handed over to the people without the pomp and pageantry that comes with these events usually. But this was special. This particular one is special to him, which is why he came personally to ensure that he hands over to the people and he speaks to them as a son of Anambra State, telling them that new things will come, including for the education sector, which will be revamped. He believes that every child deserves a future. Every child deserves to have an equal opportunity to a bright future. And he says, what's good education without good teachers? He has promised to build good schools, to make schools more functional. Anambra State is one of the states regarded as a digital state. They've won several awards in that regard. So he wants to, bring this into the education sector and health sector as well. But he was particular about education, saying that a lot will change in that sector because you never know, the next president can come from this part of Anambra State. So he was very happy doing that. He also made several other promises, especially the boundary issue between the community, the large stretch of the community, and Enugu State. They're neighbors with some communities across the border in Enugu State. He says that will be resolved very soon. He made reference to the fact that there's arable land here, which is why it's a predominantly agrarian community. And he said there are bound to be issues because of the good land, but that the Boundary Commission will set that straight as soon as possible. Governor to say thank you, Governor, for what you're doing. Soludo Solution is what one of their favorite ways of referring to him, because he has promised and he has kept that promise he made to them. He said over 400 kilometers of roads have already been completed in 21 local government, will be completed in 21 local governments, and they are being done simultaneously. By this weekend, that's the second year anniversary, the government will have delivered over 240 kilometers of roads. That's 10 kilometers per month. That's the target to achieve, and that his government is determined and very focused to deliver a new Anambra state. All projects delivered without borrowing. That's one of the statements he made very clear to the people, that everything that has been done so far has been done without borrowing any money from any bank, but that there are feasibility studies being done on bankable projects which will be rolled out soon once the government clocks 2 years, and for that maybe monies will be borrowed, but those are for projects that are bankable, projects that will create wealth, projects that will make returns for the state and for the people. And for that, a lot of the things that they're doing is a public-private community partnership. Everything being done through the government, through the private people, and then of course the communities will be carried along every step of the way, because they will take ownership for a lot of these things. And so the governor is taking his leave. He has come to do what he wanted to do today. He has fulfilled his promises. He has delivered it to the people. The locals cut the tape for this particular road because he said before, it's theirs. It's not the government's. It's for them. It's for them to use. So the two people from the local community cut the tape inaugurating this particular road, which makes it easier to move, to travel to the state capital in Awka in less than 30 minutes, I believe he said. From here, the people will be able to get to Awka, the state capital. You're watching Channels Television. You've been watching our live broadcast of the inauguration of several road projects in Anambra State, southeast Nigeria. Please stay with us as we continue with our other programming for the day. On top of the hour, we'll bring you Network Africa.
You've been watching a live Channels Television event.
How does double digits affect your purchasing power? What about the